Hi, I'm Drawbar Dentapinski,
I'm Highball Harold Harilko.
and welcome to Shop Track.
Welcome.
And the first move, as Harold and I in the cab.
As always.
We compare watches. What time have you got, Harold?
I got 15:52.
15. I got 52 and about 30 seconds coming on to
About
Okay.
5 up. Good.
Okay.
Rule 2. It's gone now. But
Rule 2 of the old UCOR
Keeping it
revision of
alive.
1962. Yeah.
Gotta
Anyways,
keep it alive.
got to
the
keep it
tradition
alive. We got to keep everything alive. Tradition. Children of the steel. That's what separates us from the others, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Harold, do you? I have something I want to discuss. Harold, would you like a shout out to anything? Or?
No, but you know what I got? I got to say this. Coming home from Edson the other day, 2 trips ago, you cross through the portal of Narnia at the Brule Tunnel there.
My favorite.
Athabasca River Valley, Collin Range, Bald Eagle.
Paradise.
Bald Eagle flying along the river.
Pardon me.
You know what? They pay us to do this. Don't tell anybody.
Exactly.
Or they'll cancel.
Exactly. The best, the
know
view
what?
from the office.
Right on.
The view
I'd
from
hate
the
to
office. Excuse me.
I'd hate to ever have to get it.
I've got some semen in my throat. It's a joke, for Christ's sakes. Anyways,
You know what?
anyways,
They pay,
they pay. Yeah.
I can't imagine if I ever had to get a real job. But anyway,
My last trip on my last run, I made sure we got the tunnel with the shot coming in. Yeah, entering Jasper National Park. Right.
I love that.
I love that. And then you come out and poof.
I love the humble little sign kind of busted up still.
Yeah.
Jasper is like the working man's mountain paradise.
We're not Banff.
Yes.
That's our favorite line. You want trouble? Yeah, whatever. You're looking
If
for a
it
good time,
ever-
go down the road.
And if it ever goes that way, I'm going back to McLean.
That's right, because on the CPR, Banff was a tourist town. On Canadian National and the Grand Trunk Pacific, way back, and then Jasper, which was Fitzhugh. But anyways, I'm just saying it goes back,
Yeah.
right? Where it's a working class town still.
Yeah.
Like, it's a divisional point for the railway. We got the Trans Mountain Pipeline. We got Parks Canada. There's industries.
Just very
That's
light
not-
on the commercial.
But
the
it
glitz
exactly. And there's a reason that we keep it. Anyways, but as a railway town, it's got a lot of history, and it is my favorite place in my whole career. And I've had some great times in many, and it's why I retired here. I stayed and retired. And anyways, going on, I just wanted to talk today about roadshock. If any of you employees, any younger employees out there operating as locomotive engineers, realize what roadshock is all about. And that's just what I wanted to say about today. Just one thing to remember when we talk about roadshock. Now, roadshock, you got to remember that your traction, the weight of the traction motor, the majority of the weight of everything is supported by the bearings on the axle. It's pretty solid. There's no springs or any shock absorbing equipment, right? So any shock, road shock, and that's from like bad rail joints, switches, or diamonds, anything. It causes severe road shock. Okay, it directly affects the axle. So all road shocks, right? So they go directly to the frame of the traction motor. So I just want to, that these shocks have a tendency to bounce. And here's what, I don't know if you know that, here's crossing a diamond. This is where we get back to the new Sarepta Camrose. Camrose had a diamond. But now, a good example of
Are they still a girl's best friend? Girls, are they? Send us an email, drawbardan@gmail.com.
Diamonds are
I
forever,
don't know.
buddy came back. But anyways,
whatever, I don't know.
what happens,
Yeah.
the diamond produces enough road shock, give enough bounce that, you have your commutator and commutator brushes that ride on enough road shock that the brushes can actually separate from the commutator itself, right? And that can cause like severe arcing, right? And like a flash burn, severe arcing. So like zap. So the greater the current, the greater the damage, to the and severe arcing. So such arcing, the severity of that can cause permanent damage, which can ultimately result in the traction motor having to be replaced, which is locomotive downtime. Got a hard enough time keeping up now, But anyways, the intensity of that arc, okay, I don't know if you guys remember what it was called. Okay, now roadshock. Okay, the intensity of that arc when the brushes actually leave the commutator, right? It's called a flashover, that arc. Now the intensity of that increases, like I said, continual to the traction motor damage, like so. And it's like every time that damaged section comes, it gets worse and worse and worse, and just Now road shock, like I said, it's like slack, eh? It's impossible to eliminate, but you can mitigate it, and that's why the reduction in throttle, like a pros, anything, like we'll use the diamond because, but any known point of road shock, like I say, there's nothing there. That thing hits it, takes it all, right? But you can mitigate, and that's why you reduce amperage to the traction motor. That's why you reduce the throttle 3, and you should reduce before the point of like be it the diamond or whatever it is. It's going to cause the source of the road shock at least 8 seconds before it allows the current to dissipate through the traction motors, okay? So you don't get that flasher, and that's why. And then you don't increase amperage or advance throttle until your entire consist, right, is by the source of the road shock. Anyways, that's all I want to say is always remember that, and like a flashover, and that's what causes the ground relay, right? And we'll get into that. You can only reset a ground relay so many times before that's it, right? So, and that'll be coming up. But all I wanted to say was to remind guys about road shock and the damage it can do to your traction motor. So, like I said before, I want you to know what you're operating. I want you to know what you're sitting on, what it does. Okay? That's what it's all about. That's the difference between having a piece of paper that says, oh, you're a qualified locomotive, to being a hoghead. Know what you're doing. Okay. Anything else, Harold?
Good
other guy,
stuff.
my pal on the other side of the cab.
Stuff,
no blanket between him and I, man.
Right.
Other guys,
That's right.
1 mile blanket. Not with Harold.
I love it, man. A treasure trove of stuff, as always.
Always. Hey, we're here to have fun and
Stay safe.
stay safe. And remember, children of the steel.